Okay, well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to this webinar here on the 9th of May on our new DrayTek products, our new 5G router, our new switch and access point. With us today presenting is myself, Rupert Erskine. I'm one of the channel managers here at DrayTek UK. With us also presenting the bulk of the presentation is Lukasz, one of our product specialists here at DrayTek. We've also got Alex Schucker, who is head of product, and Shane, who is our propositions manager. So in this webinar today, obviously, we'll be talking about the new 5G router, the switch and the access point. This webinar will be designed around for end users and what the products do and the solution it offers. The webinar will run for about 30 to 45 minutes. The webinar will then be available 48 hours after. All attendees will be muted during the presentation. However, we have a chat functionality for the webinar. That will allow you to send any questions, and please send the questions as the webinar goes. There will be a Q&A at the end. Well, some of the benefits of becoming an official DrayTek dealer is you get an official DrayTek logo, you get access to our beta program, exclusive content, special offers. We can also do some online training as well, technical and sales, and you get access to our dealer portal. We also aim to make sure that all DrayTek dealers have some point of contact with a DrayTek account manager. So that can be things for inquiries about specific products, or also our deal reg process as well. This is what the DrayTek dealer portal user interface looks like. You've obviously got my DrayTek. You've got product training, so if you wish to be trained up on specific products, you can also check your DCNA certification, news and events, new products coming out, other events, road shows, etc. Marketing support as well. So if you're actually looking to advertise our products on your website or with your customers and do some marketing campaigns, we have marketing in the box there. Like I said, we don't want to just say this is our new product. We want to enable you guys to have it as part of a solution for your customers as well. There's technical support, applications, and also VigorCare registration. So you can register your VigorCare there. So that allows you that sort of peace of mind using the VigorCare offering. And just remember, help is only a call or an email away. So please, any problems, any questions, anything you need help with, we're here to help. We've got obviously specialist technical engineers who can support from a technical perspective. Same with solution architects, sales and pre-sales support, community forums, and email, phone, and web support. So we can help you in all different ways. And like I said, those are the contact email addresses at the bottom there. Okay, with that in mind, I will pass over to Lukasz today, who will go through the products. So Lukasz, it's over to you.
Thank you and welcome again. Today we are going to cover 3 exciting new products, the 5G router, a new PoE switch, and the Wi-Fi 6 access point. So the first product, the Vigor 2865Lax-5G. We're gonna do a quick overview and the product comparison. Same applies to the switch, the P2282x, why it's important to upgrade, and the AP 962c, another Wi-Fi 6 access point. So let's begin with our new 5G router, the Vigor 2865Lax-5G, an ideal solution for small and medium businesses, including retail, car houses, offices, thanks to its compatibility with multiple types of internet connections, and all of them can be run simultaneously. I'll cover that in details shortly. But first of all, if you're planning to upgrade your router, I think it's the right time. The 2865Lax-5G router, it's not only compatible with the new fiber ONT connections, but it can also handle 4G and 5G mobile broadbands, thanks to the integrated 5G LTE modem. That's the 5G suffix for the router name, which is again the Vigor 2865Lax-5G. This model comes with the LTE category 19 built-in module, and it is unlocked to any network. Its fast 5G modem is backwards compatible with 4G LTE and offers actually higher speeds when compared with our previous LTE routers. It is important to mention that the 2865 series routers are multi-WAN load balancers. So with the total maximum firewall throughput of 1.3 gig, we can take the advantage of 2 or even more internet connections being active at the same time. So that's the key difference between the 28 series and, for example, the 27 Soho products, where only a single internet connection can be enabled. Obviously, features such as one failover, web content filtering, and quality of service are also available. And so is the Wi-Fi 6 wireless that provides gigabit Wi-Fi with reliable throughput. That's ideal for time-sensitive video conferencing or maybe low latency gaming and handling 4K Ultra HD streaming without buffering. The 2865 series routers provide fast and secure VPN access with over 30 VPN tunnels. So yes, that's right. We can have up to 32 VPN tunnels, enabling remote workers to access network resources and connecting remote sites. With DrayTek SSL VPN and OpenVPN support, and many other VPN protocols, in fact, secure connection can be configured within minutes. It's important to mention that this router can be configured on the web interface or managed remotely and utilize DrayTek's powerful SD-WAN features with the Vigor ACS free management platform. The Vigor ACS allows us to centrally manage and provision whole networks across multiple sites. It's an ideal solution that helps to save time and money. In fact, Vigor ACS can manage multiple DrayTek routers, switches, wireless access points. What that means is provisioning, management, or just monitoring remote sites is quite easy, even without anyone on site or having a dedicated staff. Right, so let's have a look at the physical specification first. What we got here, number one, is the LED indicator set. So it shows basically the status of the router, WAN interfaces, and other features that are being enabled or disabled. Number two is a single USB port that can be used for a temperature sensor, a USB printer, a USB disk, or another type of LTE connectivity like a USB LTE dongle. Number three is the Ethernet 1.2 interface. So please notice that this is a switchable interface and can also be set as LAN port 6. So in total, we have 5 plus 1 LAN ports. On the far right, there is a single DSL port for our telephone broadband. And number 6 above is the dual SIM slot and 4 LTE antenna interfaces. Finally, number 7 is used to connect 2 wireless LAN antennas. This model supports Wi-Fi 6 AX3000. since this is one of our first 5G routers, let's cover that in more details. This particular model and all of the latest 5G LTE routers are LTE category 19 devices. So the maximum real-world speed where good signal is available can reach up to 600 megabits per second. The new radio standalone and non-standalone theoretical values are also present on the screen. Both modes are available, which is important for the UK market because we are still in the transition mode. So what that means is that the UK infrastructure is still using the 4G technology and is slowly moving to 5G. So our routers, they're backwards compatible and can handle 4G connections as well. And in fact, they're faster than our old Cat4, Cat6, I think they were, 4G LTE routers. And what's important to note as well is that all DrayTek LTE routers are unlocked to any network. So we need to cover some details about the connectivity here. The Vigor 5G LTE routers come with the 1 meter extension cable. You can see that on the right-hand side. And each antenna, there are 4 5G antennas there, it must be connected through that cable. Here's that middle section at the rear of the unit highlighted now, where we connect the 5G cables, and it comes with the magnetic base that helps with positioning the antennas to avoid any obstructions and find the optimum location. The 2865 Lax-5G router also comes with the Wi-Fi 6 module. Wireless LAN antennas can be attached directly to the router, as illustrated to the left and far right sockets. Now it's time for the comparison. So here's the 2865 series comparison table. On the left-hand side, we can see the specification of the plain vanilla 2865 that comes with the DSL built-in modem, 1 Ethernet 1 port for fiber ONT internet connections, and 5 LAN ports. There is no SIM slot, no wireless. The total maximum firewall throughput for all the 2865 routers is up to 1.3 gigabits per second, and the IPsec hardware acceleration speed can reach up to 800 megabits per second. So if we need a router with some wireless capabilities, we can go for the 2865 AC, which offers Wi-Fi 5 for wireless LAN clients. And for 4G LTE mobile internet connection, we can use the 2865 LAC. If a faster wireless is needed, the 2865 AX comes with Wi-Fi 6 module and offers AX 3000, but it doesn't have the LTE connectivity. And here's our latest 2865 Lax-5G product, which comes with faster options. So 5G LTE modem, Wi-Fi 6, and obviously the DSL and great firewall throughput and other features that the other mentioned models offer. So here are some key points I would like you guys to take from this webinar. This is a load balancer router. So it can have your regular internet connection running. You can have a second, let's say, LTE 5G activated at the same time, and this device can basically load balance the traffic. Not only that, you can use your standard DSL connection on top of that, so you can even have 3 or more internet connections activated at the same time. All-in-box solution, because it comes with a firewall and many other features. And the most important thing is that the 5G LTE is also there, so you don't have to search and buy any USB dongles. And to summarize it, it's a great Wi-Fi 6 AX3000 router. Just to mention, we have launched the 2827 LAX-5G router this year. So both devices are very similar, obviously different color, and then the 5G module is identical. The key difference here really is that the 2865 series, they come with that additional modem, the DSL modem. The 2927 comes with an additional 1 Ethernet port. So there are two 1 Ethernet ports, which is kind of more flexible here. So there are two options to choose from at the moment. The next product today is our new Power over Ethernet switch. VigorSwitch P2282x offers great performance thanks to the 10 gigabit SFP plus uplink interfaces to link some other switches, servers, network storage with more bandwidth. So this helps basically with, we can reduce the risk of bottleneck occurring in the network. I think this is the right device for any type of environment, really, including offices, hotels, even restaurants where 24 PoE plus Ethernet ports can be used to power IP phones, wireless access points, IP CCTV cameras, etc. There is no need for additional power cables and adapters thanks to the PoE technology. Please note that this switch comes with the huge 400 watts PoE budget. It allows basically utilize every single PoE port. The switch can also help to protect the network against unauthorized access and network problems with the 802.1x port authentication, DHCP snooping, IP source guard, and access control list. The switch offers VLAN support, which helps to reduce broadcast traffic and allow more control when implementing security policies. This is a layer 2+ device, which can expand your network with support for layer 3 features, such as static routes and VLAN routing. The switch can route traffic between VLANs without involvement of the router, so that it can focus on some other important tasks. So the 2282X series comes with the DrayTek's IP conflict prevention as well, which protects against ARP spoofing and unknown DHCP servers. I think it's a great functionality that improves network security, which is quite important these days. The configuration of the switch is really straightforward. We have many options to choose from, including the standard web user interface, the standalone option. There is that central switch management available on many DrayTek routers, including the 2865 Lax-5G model we just discussed. There's also Vigor Connect, the software that can manage switches and access points locally, or the advanced Vigor ACS management platform. It can be used to provision, monitor, and manage remote sites. So, is it worth upgrading your switches to the 2865 series? This powerful switch can help with the network security, makes configuration easy, and offers two new features. So the power backup input, it can be officially mentioned now because power redundancy is available out of the box. Just connect your regular AC power and use the optional DC power input. It could be a DC battery, not something that we sell, but you can get it from any supplier. For AC, regular power supply cable is included. And so are the rack mounting brackets, so we can mount the switch as well. The physical interfaces include the console port, 24 PoE plus gigabit Ethernet ports, 4 SFP plus 10 gigabit interfaces, and there's obviously that one DC power socket for power backup and the AC power supply as well. When both power inputs are in use, the switch will actually run an algorithm to decide on the power input. There is also one additional feature that will be activated with the future firmware update free of charge. The 2282X switches will support stacking so that multiple switches can be seen as one. The stacking button and the small display are physically accessible on the front panel of the G or P2282X switches. Now, for comparison purposes, we can see the differences between the G and P2282X switches. In fact, the only difference is that the P model offers the PoE plus functionality and the huge PoE budget of 400 watts. So let's focus on PoE models. Each device in this table supports some form of the PoE over Ethernet, power over Ethernet, where IP phones, PoE cameras, wireless access points, and other PoE devices can use a single Ethernet cable to send data and get enough power at the same time. In terms of performance, the P2282X switches, they offer 128 gigabits switching capacity. And obviously the layer-free functionality. The P2282X layer 2 switch, 2 plus switch offers 24 Ethernet ports and 4 SFP plus interfaces. Only the P2540XS offers higher number of Ethernet ports. So if a faster Ethernet interface is needed, such as the 2.5 gigabit port, then I can recommend a different model, the PQ2200XB switch. That's second on the right. In terms of PoE characteristics, most DrayTek high-spec PoE switches offer up to 400 watt PoE budget. The P2100s offers 140 watts that is spread across 8 PoE ports. Switches with additional power over Ethernet ports, such as the P2282X, deliver enough power to handle PoE on every Ethernet interface. So the key features or the key points for the P2282X are the 10 gigabit SFP plus interfaces, great option for linking other switches and servers, etc. Obviously, the PoE plus capacity with the up to 400 PoE power budget, advanced layer 2 routing features, and the new power backup, so redundancy for the switch, the DC and AC. Our third product today, and before I begin actually, I would like you to remind you that there is that chat section or question section in our GoToWebinar app. So if you haven't asked a question yet, please do so in the section below. Our team are happy and eager to answer any questions you may have there. So back to the third product, the DrayTek VigorAP 962c wireless access point. The device is designed to support any office space, small and large businesses, and any dense environment. Quite flexible. access point. So when planning to upgrade your wireless network and you need some fast DrayTek access points, I think you should consider this particular model. It offers a combined speed of up to 3000 megabits per second, AX3000. The device is perfect for businesses that need efficient networks for demanding applications, including video conferencing, within gaming, large file transfers, etc. With the VigorAP 962c, we can virtuously manage up to 8 compatible mesh Vigor access points and as many as 20 access points through the easy-to-use AP-based central AP management module. So it's free of charge feature that comes with the access points and basically brings some convenience of auto provisioning and AP monitoring. Please note that the DrayTek Vigor APs can be also managed by the DrayTek routers. For example, the 2865Lax I mentioned earlier. We can also use the software, the Vigor Connect application that can be installed locally, or the Vigor AC management platform, ACS management platform. The standalone setup obviously is also supported by the web interface of the access point. In order to accommodate high density environments by linking up to 256 clients, our 802.11ax dual band antennas and the Wi-Fi 6 2x2 MIMO technology can be used. The Vigor AP 962c can be powered through its 2.5 gig Ethernet interface using the 802.380, which is the PoE plus standard for just convenience and neat installation. This indoor access point can be powered via a PoE switch or a PoE injector. The 962c access point complements both business and home interiors and can be installed on ceilings and walls. And actually, it comes with a fitting kit and ceiling mounting plate. But let's focus on what's actually on the physical interface. And it includes the 2.5 gig Ethernet LAN port. Can be used to power the device by a PoE switch or a PoE injector, I mentioned earlier. Number 2 here is the location of the factory reset button. On this particular model, it's grouped together with the LAN port and the DC power input, which is number 3 here, if we need a PSU to power the device. For comparison purposes, please visit draytek.co.uk website or have a look at our table with the latest range of wireless access points displayed on the screen right now. The Vigor AP 903 highlighted is our Wi-Fi 5 desk form factor device and offers additional Ethernet ports. That could be a great solution for devices such as wired printers, servers, etc. that are in the same location. For the faster Wi-Fi 6 version, I can recommend the Vigor AP 906. That also offers 4+1 Ethernet LAN ports. For ceiling or wall installation, we can consider the Vigor AP 1000 or 912c. They are Wi-Fi 5 access points, or the latest Wi-Fi 6 options, including our fastest AX6000 Vigor AP 1062c and the slightly smaller AP 962c that is rated at AX3000. In summary, both our access points are designed for any office space, small and large businesses, and can be used out of the box without any additional license costs. They come with 2 years return-to-base warranty, which can be extended to optional Vigor Care enhanced warranty. There are 3 and 5 year subscriptions available. Right. So I think this is our Q&A session now. I may have some help of our team with some questions.
Hey, Lukasz. It's Alex here. Thanks
Hello,
very much.
Alex.
Yes,
Thank you.
I have lots of questions for you. They've been asked from the audience during, so we've been answering some of those directly, but we'll pick some of those to answer now over the audio. So thank you very much, everyone who's put in questions. You can continue to. We'll hopefully get around to some of those, but we'll first go through some of the questions that have already been asked. That we'll start with 5G, the products. So the first question is to do with the variants. So both the products we've launched so far, the 2865 Lax-5G and the 2927 Lax-5G, include wireless, and the question is, are we going to be releasing a variant that doesn't include wireless?
That's a great question, thank you. So yes, the 2865 Lax-5G and 2927 Lax-5G both come with that magic AX letters. So that stands for the Wi-Fi 6 standard. There is also going to be the 2865 L-5G without the AX in the middle. That stands for the wired version of the 5G router. So it comes with all the features, all the benefits of the product we discussed today, about the Wi-Fi 6 module. So there is no Wi-Fi 6 module in case you don't need Wi-Fi or you have a wireless solution already in place. So yes, there is going to be a third product, which is very, very similar to the 2865 Lax-5G. The product name would be the 2865 L-5G.
Great, thank you. And another 5G question relates to the aerials antennas. Can you use it with external aerials, maybe one that someone wants to put outside on the side of a building?
So obviously with antennas, the shorter the cable and etc., the better. However, it is possible. There is that option of detaching existing antennas and cables that the products come with, and you can basically purchase a compatible third-party solution like outdoor option. But bear in mind, the 2865 Lax-5G comes with those additional 1 meter cables and magnetic base. So maybe if you can locate the router, place the router in like close maybe to the window or something, and play with the cables, maybe the signal will improve. But if outdoor antennas are needed, then obviously that can also work. Bear in mind the quality of the cable and the antennas. Obviously, the outdoor options is the mask here. To keep the
Yeah,
signal.
you can get quite low loss ones that typically you get a lot. You gain more in signal from being outside than you do that you lose from the loss of the length of the cable typically. So it's often a good way of getting better signal. If you are looking at cables, most of the outdoor antennas tend to be an N-plug type connector. So you'll often need an N-plug to SMA cable because the connector on the routers themselves is SMA. So you just need to check what sort of connector you've got. And one other thing related to that is number of antenna you need. You'll need 1 per antenna. So in theory, you'd need 4 because there's 4 antenna on the router. But some third-party antennas include like 2 plugs on them. So you might need 2 antennas that both have 2 inputs on them. So in that case, you just need 2 and need to have 2 twin cables running to the router. So just when you're looking at them, check to see how many connectors they have on them. And sometimes there are some that are built in with having 2 connectors, which means you only have to put up 2 antenna rather than having to put up 4 antenna. So, but yeah, it often is a good way of increasing the signal.
That's a really good point.
Yeah. So now I think there might be some more 5G questions, but let's just move on to some switch questions. So the first question, I think actually came in before you answered it about the stackability, but there's a follow-up question relating to that, which is which models is it stackable with? So is the switch stackable? And if so, which models can it stack with?
So at the moment, the only stackable switches subject to firmware update at the moment are the P2282x, and we also have the options subject to firmware update again for the G2282x, so the non-PoE version of the switch we have presented today. So there are two DrayTek switches, stackable, but it's still subject to the firmware updates, so compatible software.
And there was a related question to that, actually. An eagle-eyed person spotted that there's a little display on the front of the unit, and they asked what that's for.
So yes, basically, it's for the feature mentioned, so it will show you the grouping, the stackable option there.
Yeah.
However, all the details we will provide the setup guides and the new manual once the feature is fully tested and ready to use.
Thank you. And then there was a question about the existing product we've got, the VSP 2280X. What's the kind of key differences between that and the 2282?
So the key differences really are the power redundancy and the stacking option here. There are two key differences there. So hence we moved from the 2280 to 2282. The two means this is yet another higher version of the switch, and two extra features, key features basically. For some at least.
Okay. Thank you. Right, now we'll do a few questions on the access point, the VigorAP 962c. So one question is to do with the 2.5 gig Ethernet port. Is it compatible with 1 gig Ethernet switches? Can you use it with because it's got 2.5 gig Ethernet port on the AP itself?
So obviously the answer is yes, because they backwards compatible. You can use the access point with even today's switch we have mentioned. If you would like to improve the data throughput, then I can recommend the PQ or Q models like the VigorSwitch PQ2200XP. So those switches come with the faster interface option, 2.5 gig in fact on all of them, and PQ2200XP is a PoE switch as well, so you can do both PoE and better throughput.
Yeah, that's our 2.5 gig Ethernet port range, so you can tell if it's got PQ, the Q prefix indicates 2.5 gig Ethernet, and then just the VSP is the 1 gig Ethernet range. So that's a good tip there on the 2.5 gig Ethernet. And what about PoE? Can on 2.5 gig Ethernet can the switch be run over PoE?
The switch.
I mean the access point. Sorry.
So yeah, obviously the access point needs a PoE power, PoE plus in fact, to be powered and run without any additional power supply units. So most of the decent switches can basically power the access point.
So the PoE standard supports using it with 2.5 gig Ethernet speeds as well at the same time, which is great. It's a question about the difference between the 960c and the 962c. Kind of what are the key differences between those? I think there's probably three on key differences. One is the 2.5 gig Ethernet port. The 960c only has a 1 gig Ethernet port, and then the 962c is an AX3000, whereas the 960c is AX1800. They've got the same number of spatial streams. They're 2x2 products, but the 962 has an improved 5 gigahertz performance. So it's got 2,400 megabits per second of physical rate compared to half that on the 960, which is 1,200 of physical rate. So those are the kind of main differences between the the products there. So the 962 had a good performance increase. If you want more compared to the 960C, our 4x4 product is the one we released earlier this year, which is the 1062, which is a 4x4 product that's what AX is it, Lukasz? It's
the 1062 is the AX 6000. Really
yeah, a lot
big.
more. So that's got a lot more power to it. Another question about the 962, about stock availability compared to, and then the 960. Is the 960 still available? I think I can help with that one. There isn't any stock that we're getting in, but there may be stock available from partners. So you might find that the 960C is still available from retailers, but there isn't additional stock of that coming in. But the 1062C is launching, and that's what we'll be getting in the future. And another question now about the 960C is to do with central management, the AP and router-based central management. What's the situation when it comes to compatibility between that and other models?
So the router-based AP central management thing is compatible with our new routers. So for the AX access points, please do use AX routers. For actually, in fact, non-AX routers for latest models like the 2865 series, they should be able to manage access points, including the 962, 1062. For all the models, we are checking if the platforms are still compatible, because this is actually a new platform, the AP 962 and AP 1062. Hence, you can see a much improved interface there as well.
That's great, thank you. There was some and central management. Can you manage them via Vigor ACS, and what's the limit on the number of APs that you can manage via Vigor ACS?
So before I answer for the question, please note that there is also the free Vigor Connect software that can be installed locally, and this one allows you to manage up to 100 devices. So you can have, let's say, 80 access points and 20 switches, for example, and it can be even installed on a Raspberry Pi, Docker, etc. If you would like to go for the cloud-based, or you can host it yourself, the Vigor ACS platform, then it can virtually manage unlimited number of the devices, of the nodes, including the routers. Actually, it's much powerful tool.
Great, thank you. And there's some questions about the kind of retail prices for the products. So I can give a rough guide on the product. So the 2865 Lax-5G is got a system price around 759. The 962C is a system price of 124, and the switch is a system price of 575. The exact price and stuff will depend on the retailer, but that's kind of a rough guide of some pricing for you. Just looking to see if we've got any other questions. I think we're coming up to 1:45, so I think that's good timing now. There might be one or two other questions, but we'll be able to respond to people directly via email to get back if we haven't got back to your question. But I just wanted to pass over now to Shane, I think, who's going to do a summary for us.
Yes, thank you, Alex, Lukasz, and Rupert for this morning's overview. So in summary today, Lukasz has covered our latest 5G router, the Vigor 2865Lax-5G, supporting Wi-Fi 6 and a dual SIM, which is our second 5G product of this year after the 2927 LAX. This product will be available to order as from today. This was then followed by the latest wall and ceiling mounted access point, the VigorAP 962, the smaller brother of the Vigor 2865Lax-5G, supporting up to 256 clients at any given time. This product will be available round about the 21st of May onwards. The last product covered today was the Vigor P2282x, our first stackable PoE switch supporting DC power redundancy. This product will be available from around the 6th of June 2024. And finally, for anyone that has not registered and received a host of DrayTek benefits by becoming an authorized dealer, should head over to the DrayTek website and search how to become a dealer and complete the online forms. So a few upcoming events for 2024. As you can see, we got another busy couple of months. For the 9th of May today, the 2865Lax-5G will be available to order. And on the 13th and 14th of May, we will be running a DCNA router course for those registered. On the 21st of May, we've actually got two things happening. The 962 will be available to order, as well as our DCNA wireless course. And then coming into June, the 6th of June, the Vigor P2282 will be available. So as a reminder, DCNA courses, for anybody that is interested, can only be booked through the dealer portal. So please make sure that you have set up your account to become an authorized dealer if you have not done so. And this brings us to the end of today's product launch information. So big thank you for joining us today from myself, Alex, Lukasz, and Rupert. And please keep those questions coming in. The chat functionality on the GoToWebinar will end as soon as the webinar ends, but please send it over to info@draytek.co.uk or info@draytek.ie for the Irish customers. So thank you once again for joining us today, and have a fantastic Thursday.